okay? They did, after last week, we sat there and said, God, there's nothing I haven't seen before until yesterday.
Until the snap?
Well, not that snap. I believe, and I can't find the actual, because I heard it on the radio coming in today, that in like the last 40 years of them charting this stuff, there has never been a team that has been 3 times within the 10-yard line.
Yeah, not just the red zone.
The 10-yard line, they come away with nothing.
3? It was 4.
It was the first 3, though. The first three possessions of the game.
Drives, they were inside
they were
the 10.
great between the 10s.
I can honestly say I would highly doubt that it's been 4 times in a game with no points.
You're probably correct. The 4th time is.
At this point, this franchise is beating Elias. Elias can't even keep up with them to look upset.
It was just incredible. That snap, and it's look, they'll figure out a way to win one game. Man, now the injuries are already piling.
Oh, I know. You take what's supposed to be the strength.
Yeah, the offensive line. And by the way, anybody who thinks that Penei Sewell's ready to play left tackle in the National Football League is crazy.
Well, now let's pump the brakes on that, because yesterday was a learning experience for a young player. I don't think anybody thought 17 games he's going to go out there and dominate every single player. And there were times, you mentioned it, inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line, the sack fumble. That is a learning experience for a young player who had given up pressure on the edge, but Quinn knew when he needed it most what he was going to go to, because he had been setting Penei Sewell up for it.
No, I'm talking about when Decker comes back. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about down the line. Hopefully he'll be a great player.
No, I know. I'm just going into. We got off the rails. We're talking about a great weekend, and now all of a sudden we're talking about the Lions. And I'll just finish this one point. He is going to have to learn when it matters most, that if you have given up pressure on the outside, that's where a player like Quinn is going to attack you on a 3rd and long when you have a chance to score, sack, fumble, and it didn't change the complexion of the game, because the complexion already sucked.
Yeah.
But it's a moment that he's going to have to learn from.
Exactly, and that's fine. Down the road, maybe it'll be a good draft choice. I'm going to take it Parsons. Anyway.
That's your first.
Sure. Our first call. I thought for sure you were going to say, Justin Fields.
No.
Justin Fields.
You know what? Because I'm not going to sit and do revisionist history. I didn't want to quarterback. Right. I wanted Parsons. So, but, going back to 3 straight possessions in the 10-yard line or closer, and it was ridiculous. You had the one on, you had the strip sack, you had the fumble play, which completely ridiculous. Then they had 4 and out, basically. 1st and goal at the 5, and they couldn't even score. I thought they should have kicked the field goal to make it 14-3. And then, the strip sacks, which made it the 3rd. The bottom line is this quarterback is not very good. In fact, he's part of the bottom half of the league right now, and rightfully so. He gets hot every once in a while, and he gets in rhythm, but then missed throws, and it's just, I don't know, man.
4 quarters. Haven't seen it.
No, he's not very good. And, now we know why the Rams got rid of him.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot to work with either.
True.
He does have T.J. Hockenson. He's been very good at finding Swift out of the backfield. Those are the weapons that he has.
Yesterday.
Well, before you. But even then, he still got him a couple of times.
Khalif Raymond looked good yesterday, but they had nobody.
I agree. They don't have anybody on the outside that is a threat or gives him a chance to go downfield, so he's very limited. I'm not saying the misses on the short throws aren't his fault, but there's nothing to stretch the field. There's nothing to give him the different layers that you want to attack a defense with, so he's simply left with those underneath throws. And if you're not going to be accurate on what you're supposed to be really good at, now you don't have anything.
He has problems with his small hands. There's zero doubt at this point, John. I know you don't want to make a major judgment on him today, but his small hands hurt him, and his inability to throw a tight spiral on a consistent basis, and he's slow in his decision making. And I made that judgment last week when I went to the game and saw him in person, because I thought, oh my gosh, this guy is methodical.
On the fourth
I
down,
mean,
on the fourth
it's
down
just-
plays, he had another guy wide open in the middle of the field.
You got to take. You see it, don't you, John?
Yeah.
The spiral, the ducks.
Yes.
Come on, man.
There's
You're
no
just not good
question.
enough.
I agree, but I'm not. I mean, we're 4 games in.
It's not gonna change.
I'm not saying it's going to change.
The receivers
we're
don't
4
matter.
games. Yes, the receivers do
No,
matter,
they don't
but it's
matter
not
how
going
the
to
ball
make that
flies
big
through
a
the air.
difference.
It doesn't matter when the ball is if he has Calvin Johnson out there, the ball's going to still flow the same way, and he's going to throw it in the ground every once in a while. This is reality. We must accept reality this morning. Well, I know that we don't want to, and this and that and stuff, and make judgments. The bottom line is, this team looks absolutely zero different than they did under the Patricia and Quinn regime right now.
And they're
okay,
they
don't, and they have less talent. And I agree with what they're trying to do here and stuff. But the bottom line, in-game decision making is poor at this point. Bad game yesterday. Bad.
Well, and the biggest decision, the biggest is the
Campbell.
decision on that first time in the red zone, the fumble. I wasn't going for it. I did have an issue going for it, but the decision that Jared Goff made, which I'll talk about at 6:35, is why I think that he's not going to be the future quarterback here in the Lions. It was a decision that experienced quarterbacks should know what to do.
An experienced coach, look, we're all for being aggressive, but he made some, I thought, reckless kind of decisions yesterday. Anyway, our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Heather has news next.
I do, you guys. It is an amazing food day and drink day today, so it's going to turn your mood right around. I'm going to tell you some great deals and how you can celebrate.
Right.
97.1, the ticket.
All right, we've got a big AFC West showdown tonight between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. And my friends at Bet Rivers Sportsbook have a special offer just for you. Just bet $25 on any AFC West future before the game kicks off tonight, and you'll get a free bet to use during the game. Now, great promotions like these are why I love betting on football with Bet Rivers. They're your football betting powerhouse all season long. So whether you're betting on college or pro games, Bet Rivers has you covered with great odds on spreads, money lines, props, and more. Plus, you can also mix and match your bets with a same-game parlay on any matchup this season. So go download the app or check out BetRivers.com and start betting with a winner. Bet Rivers Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Visit BetRivers.com for full terms and conditions. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center. A look at the drive this morning. We do have some wet roadways and a couple of accidents. One of them is along 696 eastbound at M10. It's blocking the right lane and both shoulders. Police are on scene. There's a little bit of a slowdown approaching it. 96 Jeffries westbound entrance ramp from the Davison. A crash is blocking the right shoulder. And there is some planned road work today, weather permitting. M59 westbound from Gratiot Avenue to Groesbeck. I'm Michelle Penny up with traffic.
Hear that? No? Good. That's the sound of an electric engine accelerating on a highway. A vehicle driven hands-free with the power of available Blue Cruise technology. Hear that? That's the sound of our engineers at work, taking every Ford vehicle and America into the future. And that's the sound of our restoration work at Michigan Central Station, where mobility innovators from around the world will test and launch transportation solutions right here in Detroit. Hear that? That's the sound of a family going wherever they want to go, with Ford technology to help them get there. Sounds pretty nice to us. Built for America. Built Ford proud.
Driver assist features are supplemental and do not replace the driver's attention, judgment, need to control the vehicle. Blue Cruise is a hands-free highway driving feature. Only remove hands from the steering wheel when in a hands-free blue zone. Always watch the road. Be prepared to resume control of the vehicle. Does not replace safe driving. See owner's manual for detailed limitations. Assembled in the USA with domestic and foreign parts.
Michigan, this is the story of Kaylee, who was unvaccinated.
I got COVID and was hospitalized for a month. I was 39 weeks pregnant. I couldn't breathe at all. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. being 27 and a mom and a wife and having that all almost taken away from me. It's scary. And if a vaccine can prevent that from happening, why not?
Find your vaccine at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
My first plan to spice up the NFL season was to add man-eating tigers to the game. We lost a lot of great players that day, and that was my bad. Now I'm bringing you the Caesars Sportsbook app. It's got live in-game betting, parlays, and Caesars rewards, people. It's even better than Tiger Ball.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 1-800-270-7117.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
A deeper connection with water can change your life, and that's what the home's first